In this video, I will show you how to simplify expressions using powers of I. Now, first of all, let me give you the basic background information. For example, you need to memorize that I squared is equal to -1. You just need to have that memorized. Based on that, we will know that I to the fourth power is equal to +1. The reason why is because I to the fourth power is the same thing as I squared times I squared, which is -1 times -1, which is +1. So I to the fourth power is 1, I squared is -1. Because of that, if I have, for example, let's say if I have I to the 12th power. If I wanted to simplify this, the thing is I to the 12th power is the same thing as I to the fourth power times I to the fourth power times I to the fourth power. Okay, that is the same thing as I to the 12th power. So that would be 1 times 1 times 1. So I to the 12th power is 1. Okay, what about I to the 14th power, for example? Well, I to the 14th power is just I to the 12th power with an extra couple of i's. So wouldn't I to the 14th power be I to the fourth power times I to the fourth power times I to the fourth power? Okay, that's I to the 12th power so far, times I squared. All right, all together that makes 14. So this would be 1 times 1 times 1 times -1. So the answer to that would be -1. So this is what we mean by simplifying I raised to a power. But look, there are only 4 possible answers. And if I give you something like I to the 2,376 power, you don't want to sit here multiplying out a bunch of I to the fourth power. So you need a shortcut, and here it is. I like to use a chart such as this. Okay, there are only 4 possible answers, and they come from the first 4 powers of I. I could say I to the 1 power, I squared, I to the 3rd power, and I to the 4th power. Because after this, it starts to repeat. I to the 5th power has the same value as I to the 1st power, and so on. So these first 4 powers of I will give us everything we need. Now, I to the 1st power is just I. I squared is -1. I to the 4th power is +1, as we just discussed. I to the 3rd power is -I. The reason why? I to the 3rd power is the same thing as I squared times I. That's -1 times I, or simply -I. Now in the 3rd column, I think about money. 1 quarter is 25 cents. 2 quarters is 50 cents. 3 quarters is 75 cents. And 4 quarters is 1 whole dollar. So the way you use the shortcut, if I want to simplify I to the 2,376 power, I just take the 2,376 and I divide by 4 on a 4-function calculator. So let's see, 2,376 divided by 4. Okay, that goes in evenly. That turns out to be exactly 594. Okay, because there are no decimals, I could say 0.00. That tells me that we're going to be in the fourth column, which tells me that the answer is 1. So here the answer would be 1. Okay? Now say if instead this had been, instead of 76, say if this had been 77. Okay, how would that change things? So 2,377 divided by 4, that is going to be 594.25. All right, the 0.25 tells me that we're going to be in this row, which tells me that the answer is I. So now the answer would be I. So that's how you use the system. Okay, now let's apply that to the problems on this paper. So I have I to the 9th power. So first of all, 9 divided by 4, all right, you probably don't need a calculator for this, but that is 2.25. Okay. All right, so if I want to consider what's I to the 9th power, I do 9 divided by 4. That turns out to be 2.25. The 0.25 part tells me that we're in this row, which means that this simplifies to I. So I could rewrite this problem as negative 2I. And that's it. So that's the answer to problem number 22. Now looking at problem number 23, okay, when, so if we have I to the 34 power, okay, so let me start over. All right, so if I've got I to the 34 power, then I'm going to go ahead and do 34 divided by 4 and see what I get. That turns out to be 8.5. Okay, the 0.5 part tells me that we are in this row, which means that the answer is negative 1. Okay, so that means this is negative 1. Okay, what about I to the 14th power? Okay, so let's see, 14 divided by 4. That's 3.5. Okay, so again, the 0.5 aspect of it again tells us that we are in this row. So again, that means that this is negative 1. So what I really have here is negative 1 minus negative 1. Minus and negative is addition. So this is really negative 1 plus 1, which of course is 0. So the answer to number 23 is 0. Now for the last problem, this 4, there's no I or anything. So that 4 is just going to stay what it is. So I just need to deal with I to the 47th power. Okay, so let's come over here and deal with that. Okay, so if I have I to the 47th power, and I want to know what that is. Well, first of all, what is 47 divided by 4? So 4-function calculator, 4 is 47 divided by 4. That is 11.75. Okay, look, the 0.75 part of it tells me that we are in the third row. That means the answer is negative I. So that means that I have 4 minus negative I. And again, minus and negative is addition. So this is really 4 plus I. So this would be the standard form answer, 4 plus I. All right, that's going to do it for this video. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you on the next video.